Gentlemen, now that you have decided that you would like to try semen retention or ejaculation control, I'm going to give you a crash course. And with that, I just want to say this is a crash course. I'm going to give you some pointers, but this is something that you would be practicing and training yourself in, and it's going to take some time to become a master in it. And in the beginning, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it will become more comfortable, so much easier, and so much more pleasurable as you go along. So what you want to start doing is, number one, is you want to locate your PC muscle. This is a muscle that's in between your testicles and your anus, your perineum there. There's that piece here in between your testicles and your anus. It's about that big, and there is a muscle, the PC muscle. Now you can put your hand there now. Just put your hand there and press slightly in there with your fingers, and then contract that muscle. Just flex that muscle. With cyclists, that muscle is very strongly developed. It's exactly there where the seat of the bicycle goes in. So just feel that you contract and let go. So once you know what that muscle feels like, you can now not touch it anymore, because with the ejaculation choice, you're not going to press in there with your fingers. Some people tell you to press in there with your fingers. I prefer to have you contract that muscle, your PC muscle. So you can start by simply locating the muscle and then learning to contract the muscle. And then you can strengthen the muscle by just doing little contraction exercises. You can do this when you're sitting, when you're driving in your car, when you're sitting in front of your computer. You can just do like a contract, release, contract, release, or even hold longer. Contract, release, contract, hold a bit longer, and release, so that you strengthen that muscle and your brain muscle connection. You're going to use this muscle as your handbrake. So in that moment, just before you want to ejaculate out, you're going to pull this muscle like a handbrake. You're going to contract this muscle, just contracting the muscle itself, and that's going to be your handbrake that then stops the semen from coming out forward. And at the same time, contracting the muscle, you're also going to breathe and then visualize sucking the semen up your spine, like, and that's how you hold that ejaculation, pull it back into your body. Now you can start practicing on your own when you self-pleasure, when you're masturbating. In the beginning, stay well away from that edge where you want to ejaculate. So even long before you ejaculate, just practice doing that, your handbrake, PC muscle, contract, and semen goes up your spine. You just imagine that. And then you can play by, you can stimulate your penis, stimulate yourself sexually till you get a little bit closer to the edge, pull the handbrake, suck the semen up. And then experiment with getting closer and closer to that edge of ejaculation, and then pulling the handbrake. And when I just need to clarify again, when I say pull the handbrake, it's not a physical with your fingers press into the PC muscle. It's just that contraction, holding of the PC muscle inside your body, there at your perineum, and suck at the same time. Okay, that's handbrake. So find your handbrake closer and closer to that edge where you want to ejaculate, so that you start practicing just when you can hold it back. And then if every now and again you crash over that edge, you miss the edge, that's great, because then you know exactly how fine you can play it. So do this in your masturbation to get used to this practice. And then if you are making love anyway, if you have a lover and you are making love, or you would like to progress after the self-pleasure and start trying this during lovemaking, number one is I highly recommend that you tell your partner that you're doing semen retention or ejaculation choice. Because even us as women, we are so used to that pattern of wanting an ejaculation that our bodies actually pull it out of you. So if you tell your partner you don't want to ejaculate now, you want to see if you can postpone it, then ask her to just at that moment when you're pulling the handbrake and breathing up your spine, to also stop moving and just relaxing. Just to give you that moment where there's not continued movement and friction and stimulation. So everyone just stop and you pull the handbrake. And then you will see, you just need like a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Just feel in your own body when you're ready to then start making love again, start moving again. And even in one lovemaking session, you can pull up the handbrake quite a few times. So start playing with what happens to you if you don't ejaculate at all during a lovemaking session. And then just notice, how do you feel in your body? Does this work for you? In the day after the lovemaking where you didn't ejaculate, just notice what your body feels like. Do you feel energized? Do you feel drained? Do you feel frustrated? The important thing is with this ejaculation choice is to find a balance that really works for you, that's comfortable for your body. And as long as you are staying in the state that you are becoming more and more energized because you didn't ejaculate, then you're on the right path. And if you're starting to feel uncomfortable, then rather ejaculate again. Like, play around with what rhythm works for you. And there's one more thing. So let's speak about your pleasure and your orgasm. Now, because you don't ejaculate doesn't mean you don't need to have pleasure and orgasm. You are going to become used to, or you're going to find that you can actually separate the ejaculation and the orgasm. So to start accessing the orgasm without ejaculating, what you're going to do is, when you're pulling that handbrake, sucking up the spine, visualize that your sexual energy that would have gone out in your sperm, in your semen, your sexual energy is pulled up your spine and then pulled into your heart, and then it energizes your heart. It sort of bursts into your heart. So what you're doing is you're taking this sexual energy and you're spreading it into the rest of your body. And that can be highly satisfying and very orgasmic, to feel this sexual energy bursting into your chest, into your heart. And another thing that you can also try, another area to spread the energy into, is your head. So when you pull the handbrake, pull the sexual energy up, you can pull it into your head. That sexual energy, that explosion of joy. And then that becomes your energy, your body orgasm that you can still enjoy even though you didn't ejaculate. And then when you do want to ejaculate, you can communicate with your partner. I want to ejaculate tonight. Where can I give you my seed? And then consciously know, I have ejaculation control. I choose when to consciously ejaculate, and really put your whole heart and soul and really enjoy that ejaculation, because you've basically mastered it. And you've amplified it by waiting and postponing. So the energy in it is just going to be so charged and so full of you. This is going to be really, really, really strong. Okay. So, yeah, enjoy the practice.